guys, my name is Becca and welcome back. Today I have my July TBR for you guys. I only have 5 books for this video, for this TBR. Lately I've still been doing my stack of 5s, but I've been doing multiple stacks of 5 for each TBR, which I didn't want to do, but it just ended up happening that way. I mean, I am really happy that I'm reading a lot of books, but I just don't want to continue to feel so much pressure to read those certain books when I might be feeling like reading other ones. So that's why I didn't want to do it like that. I wanted to do just one stack of 5. That's how I wanted to do it, and it's been, getting away from me, but we're back and we're doing a stack of 5. Just one, and it does have a theme for July. It is my birthday month. My birthday is in the beginning of July. It's on the 6th, and I just want to do something a little special for my birthday, just make a special theme for myself, a theme that I love. I've been thinking of things that I love that I could do, and I could have done like fantasy or contemporary romance or just romance in general. Those are all things that I really love, but I wanted to do something a little specific, and I decided to go with a mythical beast or a mythical creature, and a specific mythical creature, and that is a dragon. I love dragons so much, and I love reading books about dragons and watching movies about dragons, so I just decided my TBR for the month is going to be all about dragons. So that works. The first book I have is Uprooted by Naomi Novik. Technically, I don't know if this actually has a dragon in it, but the main characters, not the main character, but the wizard in this book that takes our main character away, his name is Dragon. So we're just going to assume he turns into a dragon. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm assuming it anyway. I don't know really what happens. I don't know much about this book. I remember I tried reading it one time, and I got a little bit into it, and there were so many other books that I wanted to read, so I set this down. I just wasn't in the mood for it at the time, but I'm just hoping that there's dragons in this book. I mean, I keep wanting to flip through it and like see if there's like something that says he shifts into a dragon, but I'm not entirely sure, so I don't want to spoil myself, so we're just going to assume he turns into a dragon. And since this is my TBR, that's okay. Next up, we have Dragon Rider by Cornelia Fung. She wrote the Inkheart trilogy, which I really loved. At least I loved the first book for sure. The second book was okay. The third book was just not that good. But this one I've had on my shelves for a little while. This one's been out for a while too. I don't know exactly how long. The original, I guess, was in 2000. The English translation, I guess, was 2001. Is this a translated book? I didn't know that. Okay, 2004. I guess this could be translated. Her name is Cornelia Funk. She could be German. I'm not entirely sure. I think this edition is 2004. But it could be like the early 2000s that this was written in. I'm not entirely sure when, but it has a dragon on the cover, and I'm just gonna assume, because it's called Dragon Rider, it's about a person who can ride a dragon. So there's dragons in it, and I'm not entirely sure what this is about, but it's a middle grade dragon novel, and again, I really liked Cornelia Funk's writing. And this is one of the only ones I haven't read. This one and Thief Lord are the two that I haven't read by her, and I really like the cover, and it's actually hardback. There's no dust jacket, so I really like that. Next up, I have Serafina by Rachel Hartman. This is a reread. I've already read this book. I've enjoyed it. I don't remember too much about it. I do remember some stuff, but I don't remember too much. But I did really enjoy it when I read it. At least I remember that. And I never continued on with the second book, which is the conclusion to the duology. I didn't know it was a duology. I just bought the second one when it came out and then never read it. And then now the spin-off to the series is out. It's called Tess of the Road, and it follows Tess, which I believe is Serafina's sister. If I remember correctly, I believe it's like her little sister or something. And I've heard that one was really good, like amazing. So I really want to continue on with this duology. So reread this and then finally read Shadowscale. And then when I'm done with those, I can pick up Tess of the Road and read that, which I'm really excited about. But yeah, dragon on the cover, and it's about dragons who can shift into humans. Okay. Next up, I have a book that, again, I believe has dragons, and that is Forest of a Thousand Lanterns by Julie C. Dow. This is the first in the Rise of the Empress series, trilogy, duology, I don't even know. But this is an East Asian Snow White retelling. I think it's a reimagining of the Evil Queen from Snow White, so we're just gonna go with it. But yeah, this is book 1 in the Rise of the Empress series or something. This one came out a little while ago. I did have this on my April TBR, I want to say. I believe that was my retelling month. I like to have some kind of theme for every month. It doesn't always happen, but I do like it. But while I was like flipping through like the cast of characters that is in the very beginning, here, there's like cast of characters. I was just flipping through it, and it says Dragon Lords right here, and I needed another dragon novel for my July TBR because I didn't know if there would be any, and I only had 4. So it says dragons. Just gonna assume there are dragons in it. I'm not entirely sure because I don't think it says it here. It doesn't say it. But I really want to read it, and I think I'll really like it. So we're gonna go with that. And then lastly, I have the biggest one here. And again, this is another reread, and that is Eldest by Christopher Paolini. I read this in high school. This one was really hard for me to read. Out of the 3 books that I read in the series, this one took me the longest. Not just because it's really, really big. Bigger than, I think, the first and third. I believe the 4th, the final book, is just around this size. And I've never read that one. Hence the reason I want to reread them, so I can finally pick up the last book and read it, and finally read it. But this one was so hard for me to read because the beginning was pretty good and the ending was pretty good, but the middle was so freaking, it just dragged on so much. I had to put it down for over a year. I just didn't want to read anymore after I got to, like, you know, the first quarter, I think it was. I remember in high school just continuing to look at it because I always had it right next to me, and I was like, I should read that. I really should read that. And I never, you know, it took me so long to finally do it. I finally decided to just get it out of the way, to just read it and get it over with. And then I went into Bersinger, and I remember loving Bersinger. So, I mean, every book has some kind of plot twist, and I really loved the plot twist that was in it. And I remember the plot twist for each and every book. Oh, and what I really liked that I didn't realize, that I thought was really nice, because I need this, even though it's only been a little bit, I think like, I don't think it's been a year yet, but there's a synopsis, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a synopsis of Aragon, and so I continue to look at the rest of the books, and they all have a synopsis of the last book, or in Bersinger's case, the last 2 books, and in Inheritance's case, the last 3 books. So there's a synopsis, like a tale thus far, like the story thus far, and I thought that was really nice, because I remember Christopher Paolini took so long to get each and every book out. Like, it was well over, oh my god, I want to say it was, here, I don't even remember, but I want to say it was a few years before you got it. This was 2005. I don't know what Bersinger is, but I want to say it was like a few years before you got the next book in the series, which is, I understand. I mean, again, the length of the novel, but and then the world building in these, I really remember loving them. Again, this was high school, so I'm glad I'll finally be able to pick this up this month, and hopefully I'll be able to continue on and finish this damn series by the end of the year, because that has been my goal for years. Ever since I got the box set with all 4 books in it, and I was like, I'm definitely going to read Inheritance. I didn't know they had the synopsis of the last 3 books in it, because I would have done that, because these are huge. But I am glad that I'll finally be able to reread it and reread Bersinger, and, you know, I'm happy that I'm doing that, but it could have taken a lot less time if I would have realized that there was a synopsis. So, yeah, this chunker is definitely getting read this month. It's going to happen. Alright, so that is it for my July TBR, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again with another video. Bye!